Hi guys, we're in for a treat today. As part of Icon 2018, we're bringing in a lot of the speakers there to share bits and parcels of their life and their techniques of how they've moved from entrepreneurship and investment. So for this session, we have the CEO of SEO Hacker, Mr. Sean C.
Yes, hi. Good day to you. I don't know if it's morning or afternoon.
So one of his, I guess he's known as a CEO entrepreneur at 22 years old, yes?
Yes, 22.
So how did that go about? What was your road to that journey?
We'd be talking for hours here, but I'll try to sum it up. So I graduated Lasal, almost got kicked out. They wanted to kick me out. I failed 28 units.
28?
28 units because of failure due to absences. So I was so addicted to computer games.
But your course was into programming also?
Yes, IT.
Okay.
So I took IT, then figured out soon after that I didn't love it. I mean, it's nice, but I didn't love it, and got so hooked in computer games. And I would like stay in the computer shop for a long time, cut classes. So 28 units of failure due to absences, and I really got through by the eye of the needle. Because finally they reviewed me and said okay, less than 50 units na pala. During that time, immortal na ako.
Okay.
So, hindi na nila ako kick out. So I graduated, went into HP, really good company, but stayed for 5 months because I realized it's not, ayoko na nga nung course. No? Binagsak ko na nga, nag-IT pa ako.
Hindi mo na ginawa yung route na talagang those who become entrepreneurs quit their schooling and then
no. It's really to honor my dad. My dad wanted me to graduate and apply for corporate line.
Okay.
So even yung pagpasok ko sa HP, it's really to honor my dad in that area. And he actually did not want me to quit. I had to talk with him, try to convince him. We had to pray about it. We had to talk to his leader in church, and we had to really, have. Actually, it was tough times. Medyo may conflict kami minsan . I was convincing him na, let me quit my day job so I can focus on this business. And all he's worried about is if you quit now, in 5 months your resume would be, it would not be nice. And gusto niya ng plan B.
Very interesting though, that's a different perspective to look at it. Because I see a lot of millennial entrepreneurs now, their way of thinking it is, if I fail at this business, at least I'm young, yung 6 months na mawawala or 1 year sa akin, okay lang, I can easily recover it. So, what caused you to actually start, what pushed you to do business? Kasi not everyone wants to do it, is it?
I would say,
this was at how old na? When?
I was 21 probably
21, okay.
When I graduated, and I stumbled upon SEO. I would say it's a series of divine appointments. That's how I would really describe it. Because if I told you I'm just a very lucky guy, that's not accurate. If I told you that it's all hard work, that's also not accurate. I'm not really a hardworking person, in my opinion.
I caught him before. When I came here, he was playing games. That's how he's into gaming.
Well, it's Sunday.
So that's how much he loves gaming as well.
Yeah. So it's a series of divine appointments. I started the blog God in You, which is still up to date. If you search God in You, you'll find it. And I just gave my last 2,000 pesos to God. So I just want to blog for you. I'm not expecting anything out of it. I did not run ads there. If you check the site, it doesn't run ads. I don't expect to earn anything from the God in You blog. And so I wrote my heart out and figured no one was reading it. So I searched in Google, how do I increase my readers, my traffic, my viewers, and this thing called SEO kept popping up. So I tried to study it. Sabi ko, ano ba itong SEO na to? I applied it to the blog, got it ranking, and it has readers even if I don't do anything. Even today, may mga readers pa rin. And it's because
it's not updated anymore.
I just published one article a while ago, but before that, I think my last one was 4 months ago. So I don't write there every week or every month anymore. And I figured maybe some other people or companies need this kind of service, because to get listed in Google is really a really good thing. You have passive viewers and readers coming in, and you have leads coming in passively once you're already listed for your search terms. In SEO Hacker, ang search terms namin is SEO Philippines, SEO Services, SEO Company. Because those people who search for those keywords, SEO Philippines, naghahanap na ng SEO company yan. They're looking for our services already. They click that, come to our site, run a free audit of their website. We give them the audit, it's for free, and then we send them a proposal right after. And so we get good leads and we close the deal.
So when you started, you quit your job, then pursued it immediately. Did you save up money for it kagad, or talon na lang without any savings, and then because you knew you would earn from it?
SEO is a services. That's one really good thing about it. So I didn't have to put up capital actually. So when I started, it was nothing glorious. I didn't have a nice office, didn't have a logo, didn't have a company. I actually started in the attic of my parents' house. It was hot.
No, real tech startup company.
Oh, parang ganon. But this was like, you know, I can't begin to describe to you. It was usually hot. I cannot open the aircon most days because mahal ang kuryente. So I'd be there topless, no, talagang cranking in my 8-year-old laptop. Really just working, and you know, praying, get more clients, get more leads. You know, try to just really make the business grow. And then hired my first people when I finally decided, okay, I have to dedicate this amount of resources for rent, for electricity, for water. Nung kinaya na nung revenue na.
How did you get your first clients?
My first big client was actually when I graduated. My dad was so happy. He took me to Hong Kong. And then I met this lady there. Graduation gift. And we're just coincidentally seated beside each other. So sabi niya, oh, you know, my uncle owns the biggest scuba diving company in the Philippines. Scuba World. And she said, I'll refer you to him.
But this was, you were still in HP at that time?
I was going into HP pa lang. February pa lang.
Fresh grad talaga.
Fresh grad talaga. So tinanong lang niya, no, what do you do? Sabi ko, I'm about to go to HP next month and I do SEO on the side. Sabi niya, SEO, my uncle needs that. I was thinking, parang are we talking about the same thing? Kasi SEO, I can't believe she knew it. Like, no one knew what SEO was during that time. And sabi niya, yeah, you know, search engine optimization. I'll refer you to him. But at the back of my head, sabi ko, malabo yun. Like, we just met, I don't have a company, she doesn't know how I work. We'll be going to the rest of the tour, we'll buy a pasalubong, go home, unpack our bags, give our pasalubongs away. She'll probably forget about me. That's what I was thinking. But she remembered. She remembered. By God's grace.
Interesting. So after that, was it easy to get the next clients, or it was?
It's an uphill climb. I would say it became easy only when we finally ranked first page and now first place for the keywords that are critical for our company, which again was mentioned. I mentioned earlier, SEO Philippines, SEO company, SEO services, because that proves that we practice what we preach. Number one kami for the hardest keyword in the country, which in my opinion is SEO Philippines. Kasi all SEO companies were fighting for that keyword, right? SEO Philippines is the holy grail, and right now SEO is #1. So it's a lot easier for us now because we're just waiting for leads to come in, and it comes in every day. And all we need to do is to email them, get in touch with them, finally close the deal.
So from there, no, how you mentioned you were hiring people already when money started to come in. From the time you started to the time you started hiring people, how long did it take as well?
I think that was 2011 when I hired. So a little over a year. That's a little over a year. But I started 2010. In January I was freelancing. Scuba World came in April of 2010. Roberts and Buratex came in 2010 as well. Yeah, November and September.
What's the biggest challenge of starting a company in your 20s? Nalala ko, I took up engineering kasi, so I graduated magka-22 because almost 5 years and you take the board exam. So at that time, I was mas fresh pa talaga ako nun, but you were starting your own company already. What's the biggest challenge for people who are young and you're starting your own?
I think the biggest challenge is to first clearly know the reason why you want to do it. Because a lot of people, they would say, I want to do it because I want to earn more money, which will not take you so far. Because if you want to earn more money, you have to go through 1 to 2 years of not making a lot of money. Right? You're probably going to make more in your day job for that 1 to 2 years that you're just crushing it and you're grinding. So if that's your reason, it's not going to cut it. My reason was I have goals in life that I want to hit. One of which is getting married at 25.
25?
Yeah, buying my first car at 22. So I was able to buy my first second-hand car at 22 actually. Got married at 25, so those were big reasons for me. And I didn't want to live life then stuck to a day job.
Do you have a target amount that you're aiming for? Parang everyone has a round number that when they hit that, okay, I'll take it easy na.
Take it easy? Not really. Like do you see that number right there?
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's our target gross revenue this year.
Okay. But for your personal, do you have something or wala naman na you just, because there's some entrepreneurs that they just really like it. It's not about the money anymore. It's more about the challenge and the excitement of creating new things. Are you that type of?
I would say it's all about the challenge. It's more of that. Because if I only had the target amount, I would not be starting other businesses. This year we're starting a new one. Yeah, a software engineering company.
Interesting.
That will produce software in-house and for clients.
So like mga payroll systems,
software as a service generally. Yeah. So I wouldn't be doing that if I'm in for the money because I need to put in cash in that other company, put in capital again. And if I'm all about hitting numbers, I'm not gonna start.
So when you were starting, did you take out a loan as well to expand?
No.
Everything was based on everything that you earned. Just
So SEO Hacker is full bootstrap. Like everything is earned by SEO Hacker, and that's what we use to buy assets and they have this office design. That's also what I used to allocate capital to my other startups, Queries, Sigil, and Workplace.
Here's another interesting question. Was it a problem for you that you started young? Kasi most of the fears of young entrepreneurs is di ako kapakinggan ng client ko kasi bata ako eh. Parang 22, kamiti ko 42 years old, 50 years old. Why will they listen to me?
I think that is a challenge, but I have never felt it. It's weird because the reason why I don't think I felt it is because I wasn't so conscious of it. Hindi ko siya iniisip na mas matanda to or baka mas marami siya alam sa akin. I just really presented how I think I should present. I'm just conscious of myself and not how I am relative to his thinking and perspective or her thinking and perspective. And I think that changes a lot. I'm more focused about the advantages of actually being young and
what's the biggest advantage of being young?
With baby boomers and Gen Xers, when they say when you're young they think you're techie. So since I'm in the tech industry, I think that's even an advantage for me when I was starting out.
Okay. So from it's roughly 8 years already from the time you started. 8 years. How many employees do you have now?
Now for SEO Hacker we have 36.
36 employees. Are they younger than you, older?
Everyone's younger than me.
Okay, so what's it like naman managing people who are how old are you now?
29.
29 years old. So CEO from 22 to 29.
Yeah.
And everyone's younger than you. What's the feeling of that? Pati accountants and everything.
Accountant, we're about to hire one pa lang.
So everything was outsourced before. Okay.
Yeah. So ang ini-in-house lang namin operations, sales and marketing, tsaka admin.
So how is it like handling 36 people who are young?
It's fun. Like the first word I would use is fun. It's very fun. We all get along, same wavelength. No, everyone has something in common for sure. The challenges will be the discipline and the work ethics. Like I'm a millennial, so I know, right? I mean, we grew up with Disney, like follow your heart and stuff, and it's just not completely true when it comes to the real world. Now, follow your heart. Your heart is deceitful above all things. It will take you places you don't think you're ever gonna want to go to, but because you felt that way that time, you're gonna follow it. Oh man, it's just not a good advice. So a lot of millennials live and think that way, and I think we have to instill, and this is why we have a lot of process documents. We have a rigorous onboarding.
Who made that?
I made it.
Okay, because normally when people start businesses, that's the last part, yung documentation.
Documents, no. The first version, I made it. And then sabi ko sa mga team leads ko, continue it. So may mga version 2, 3, 4, 5. It evolves because Google evolves. We keep evolving. They keep on rewriting the processes and then I check it from time to time. But that's just part of it. Ang pinaka-importante is the onboarding. So we have a one-day boot camp. Once you're hired, your first day you go through boot camp. We tell you the history, the mission, the vision, the ways of working, the protocols in the office, how you should behave. Onboarding is all about the tools you need to use, who do you need to talk to, anong access kailangan mo, nandun na lahat.
Who you do the hiring or you?
Final interview.
Final interview.
Yeah. The hiring we have an HR.
Okay, interesting. Because when you start businesses, it's all about. It's hard to hire the
Oh yeah.
people.
The first time, the first few years, I think the first 6 years, I didn't have an HR. So I would do the hiring, and my gosh, it's a disaster. Like the first advice for me, for a lot of entrepreneurs, get a good HR. It was a disaster. Like I would hire people who would form cliques. Cliques are not bad, right? But once they turn against you, it becomes so bad.
So, but they're still here. They're out.
They're out. They're not gonna last.
Okay.
People who don't like to stay in a company are like, is comparable to a virus or a sickness. The organism will try to expel it out, and they also want to get out.
But they were there once less than 6 months, so it was easier. Or some of them were longer.
I think some of them a little bit longer.
Okay.
But generally 6 months. Now we have a rigorous process na. You stay 6 months with us, you have to get regularized. When you're regularized, we're stricter. You get a bond. You cannot leave within that bond. So if you feel
so they get trained. They get trained also. That's why they're.
Oh yeah, yeah. They get a lot of free training here. That's why we bond them in.
Okay.
And we don't like missionaries, mercenaries, people who just skip jobs. We don't like those people. For me, it takes 2 years. Ikaw nga pag nililigawan ka, di ba? 2 years, boyfriend girlfriend bago mo sasagutin. Ano naman yung 1 year? A lot of millennials usually 1 year tapos lipat na, 1 year lipat na. So sa amin, once we offer you a regular contract, you have to stay for 2 years. And 2 years for me, you give me that 2 years to give me a chance to let you fall in love with the company, with the job, with the team. That's good for me. If you don't want to renew the contract, okay. If you want to renew it because you love it here, fantastic.
Alright, so what's the biggest challenge of starting a business at a young age? How was it hard getting clients, or was it the people, was it competitors, or especially for people who want to start a business, what are the things that they should at least watch out for?
I think you need to watch out for yourself, because at a young age you have so many temptations. Number 1, and I do remember this, I used to tell myself, now if I get rich, I'm not gonna spend on needless things. I'm not gonna bask in the glory of profits and it's not true. Even I got tempted. Even I wasted so much money. It just gets into your brain.
What's the biggest expense that you've ever done so far?
For me?
Syempre, a house is a big expense, pero that's not
An asset din.
something that's luho talaga. Alam mo, deep inside ng pagkabili mo, pure luho.
I feel like it's my Mazda 3. So I bought it second hand. It's a 2015 top of the line model.
Okay.
Second hand, but it's still expensive, and it's not a necessity because I already have a CX-7. So I have 2 cars right now. And for me, that's probably the biggest, most expensive thing that I really did not 100% need that I bought. But yeah, I have, Marvin saw it, I have a lot of Marvel toys, the higher class one, so that's also a good sum of money. It's my collection. Yeah. Yun yung mga luho ko.
Pero cars or gadgets?
More gadgets. More gadgets. But I'm not, I don't need to spend on gadgets then. I really pick what gadgets I want to buy. So, be careful about yourself.
Be careful about yourself. And then?
I think, with that, so that not just money, it could be, sleeping 1 hour longer because you're young, we're, ganun talaga eh. Like if you're a businessman and you realize you control your time, we don't have the work ethics that baby boomers had or that Gen Xers had. No, I need to be the one first in the office, last to leave. We just lost that. Let's be honest. We lost, us millennials, we lost that. And we don't know why, and we don't know and understand why we need it, but we need it. So that's something that you should look out for. Clients, I would say, it depends. If you keep on growing yourself by reading books, that's the first thing you need. How to pitch to clients, how to negotiate with them, how to be diplomatic, how to say no to them. Those things are not easy, and you can learn that through practice and experience, but you can also learn that through books. So if you keep growing yourself, you will not find a lot of barriers to go through. But if you become lazy, you start you stop meeting your mentors, you stop reading books, stop listening to podcasts. That's a huge warning right there. And
you stop growing and learning.
Yeah. So I would say that it's really ourselves that we need to be aware about.
Alright, speaking of learning, guys, this is his book, CEO at 22. I'll put the description below or the link below on how you can grab a copy of this. But there will be more of this in Icon 2018 as he talks about his expertise as well. But here's the thing, it's really nice to see the younger, I guess more and more people who are younger go into business, because that's what we need, that's what this country needs. That it's time that we stop seeing people just to being employees. It's time that we see more people move from employment into entrepreneurship. It's scary, there's a lot of risks into it, but nothing significant is achieved without doing any risk.
Yes.
So sometimes the higher the risk, the greater the reward as well.
If you live like everyone else, you end up like everyone else.
So yeah. So that's it for now. Hope you guys learned a lot. So see you all again soon, and God bless you.
See you.